Okay, everybody, I want you to check your bell ringer from yesterday. I know the capital letters are easy, the apostrophes, end marks, the commas. There's one thing I want you to make a note of, and it's in the box there. You have some non essential information, and when you have non essential information, commas should be placed around it. Okay, so notice if I take out that information, the sentence still makes sense. Anna Marie is traveling to several European countries. So that's non essential information. It was just inserted, it's extra information. We didn't really need it. So that's why there are commas around it. And you'll see things like that on the ACT. So if you need to pause the video, you could check your paragraph before you move on. Okay, part 2, check your ACT practice questions. All of these were based on the notes that you took on phrases and clauses. Number 1 is C. Number 2, C. Number 3, D. Number 4, D. Number 5, B. Okay, take your classwork sheet and I just want you to fill in the blanks. There are 2 types of clauses. You have the dependent clause, which is also known as a subordinate clause. It's a word group that has both a subject and a verb, but cannot stand alone as a sentence. For example, because we are friends. Okay, there is a subject and a verb. However, that's not a complete sentence. It cannot stand alone, so it's dependent on another part of a sentence for it to make sense. Okay, number 2 is the independent clause. It's also known as a main clause, is a word group that has both a subject and a verb and can stand alone as a sentence. And remember, I told you that's just the college word for a complete sentence. So like, we have fun together. Well, if you put both of those together, in your notes yesterday, I told you if you put a dependent clause in the beginning of the sentence, you put a comma after it. Because we are friends, comma, we have fun together. However, if you reverse the order, if you put that dependent clause at the end, you do not need a comma in the sentence. Okay, so you could pause the video and I want you to identify each of these as an independent clause or a dependent clause. Okay, the most important part for me is the ACT application. Okay, if we look at the part pleasantries after, we're looking for the error, and pleasantries means polite conversation. Okay, you have 2 choices. You have comma to choose in between the 2 words or no comma. That's what I notice right off. Okay, so you've got to decide, what is this in the box? Well, that's a dependent clause. It cannot stand alone. And I told you in your notes yesterday that if the dependent clause is at the end of the sentence, no comma is needed. So that should tell you which one to choose. Okay, if that sentence were turned around though, the dependent clause is in the beginning, you do need a comma. Okay, so I'm just showing you the difference in between the 2. Okay, number 2, after years of work, semicolon, John finally fixed the old automobile. Okay, your eyes should go straight to that semicolon. A semicolon is like a stop sign. Stop and check. Is there a complete sentence on each side of a semicolon? If not, something's wrong. So you should look at after years of hard work and know that that's not a complete sentence, so you cannot leave it like it is. So the answer is definitely not A. The phrase is at the beginning of the sentence, so in your notes I told you which one you should choose. And then number 3, the 3 of us started our picnic under the oak tree. while the sun was still high in the sky. Okay, so you need to decide what you should do with number 3. What would your choice be? Okay, now let's classify the sentences. Number 1, who joked easily with the audience about the old days? John, subject, noun. What is being said about John? John joked, verb. Joked how? Easily, adverb. With the audience is a prepositional phrase. With preposition, with what? Audience, object of the preposition. The article, adjective. About the old days, about preposition. About what? Days, object of the preposition. What kind of days? Old, adjective. The article, adjective. Okay, number 2, the whole group listens carefully to the instructor. Who listens carefully? Group, subject, noun. What is being said about the group? The group listens, verb. Listens how? Carefully, adverb. To the instructor is a prepositional phrase. To, preposition. To whom, instructor, object of the preposition. The article, adjective. What kind of group? Whole, adjective. The article, adjective. Okay, number 3, the herd scatter in different directions on the range. What scatter in different directions? Herd, subject, noun. What is being said about the herd? The herd scatter, verb. In different directions, prepositional phrase. In preposition. In what directions? Object of the preposition. What kind of directions? Different, adjective. On the range, prepositional phrase. On preposition. On what range? Object of the preposition. The article, adjective. The article, adjective. Okay, number 4, the comedian joked with the audience about the food at the restaurant. Who joked with the audience? Comedian, subject, noun. What is being said about the comedian? The comedian joked, verb. With the audience is a prepositional phrase. With preposition. With what? Audience, object of the preposition. The article, adjective. About the food is a prepositional phrase. About preposition. About what? Food, object of the preposition. The article, adjective. At the restaurant is a prepositional phrase. At preposition. At what? Restaurant, object of the preposition. The article, adjective. The article, adjective. And the last one, a hysterically funny hat perched defiantly on the hood of the old beat-up truck. Okay, what perched defiantly? Hat, subject, noun. What is being said about the hat? The hat perched, verb. Perched how? Defiantly, adverb. On the hood is a prepositional phrase. On preposition. On what? Hood, object of the preposition. The article, adjective. Of the old beat-up truck, prepositional phrase. Of preposition. Of what? Truck, object of the preposition. What kind of truck? Beat-up, adjective. What kind of truck? Old, adjective. The article, adjective. What kind of hat? Funny, adjective. How funny? Hysterically, adverb. A article, adjective.